give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty. Broke all the cages, no, I will sit and take it. No, no. They left me for dead, I guess I'll never learn. Every time I break, there's just more pain to burn. They'll never, never, never learn. Till the battle's won, till kingdom come. I'll never run. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty. A place where you can run free. Time does not exist. Take a chance when the road before us falls under our face. I can't hold on, I can't remain so strong. We have the same old bond, but everything's wrong. My love is gone, but I've been born. I can't make it on my truth is a damn hard pill to swallow. I'm reaching out, but all I feel is hollow. I wanna make you work, but all I do is make you worse. The truth is a damn hard pill to swallow. Don't you wanna come on over? Don't you wanna work it out? Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna fix our problems? Baby, I can show you how. Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna come on over? Don't you wanna work it out? Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna fix our problems? Baby, I can show you how. Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna come on over? Don't you wanna work it out? Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna fix our problems? Baby, I can show you how. Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me We've lost track of time, don't know how to feel, but I'm not sorry. I'm lost in your eyes, are you even real? But don't you worry, I'm not looking for the one. No, I just wanna have some fun. So let's get drunk tonight, 'cause what can we feel? But for now, I won't give it all away, 'cause I don't think I'll stay. No, I can't be the only one.
There's some upsets that
It's the
plague a lot
best
of
chance.
teams here. G2 have not played an official in over a month.
That is wild. Surely more practice then, Chad.
That might be what you're thinking. And I'm sure they have been putting in a lot of practice here. But look, practice doesn't make perfect. We're about to find out into the pistol round.
Anonymo starting on the T side. G2 will start on the defensive side. Nico out towards middle. Peeking from the window room. Hunter placed towards short. And here's those steps towards underpass. Will alert his cousin to their presence.
Window smoke. Oh, connector smoke. Window molly.
Molly. Oh, Hunter just peeks down into the underpass. Has got his teammate alongside of him. Veggie's teammate has been removed, but he still stands as he slips his way through connector. Demo has got the information on that now and starts to move swiftly with it. Hunter drops back into ladder room.
Quite telegraphed now, isn't it? And they went ahead of the utility there, so that's a bit of a problem as Veggie is going to try and take some space back, but as they pedal...
Oh, not looking the right way. Not aware of all of the gaps, perhaps. Hunter very lucky to get away with that. Drops down to the headshot on Demo. And 3 players left here for Anonymo. Veggie, Innocent, and Tudson. Well, Tudson no longer alongside that. It's looking very clean here for G2. They want to try and keep everybody alive. Anonymo just don't have the ground.
Yeah, 2v5 situation now, and Nico, not going to land the shot. Veggie will get the better of him, so at least it's a frag on the board right now, but still having to do a lot more. That's a goose at range, and Jax is down too. Maybe a chance now.
And it's pulling some of the attention away from B. The bomb is trying to use this distraction of Veggie to try and pull away a couple of players.
Whoa!
Veggie! Another one found! It's now Innocent set up with a chance to win the clutch. To pull this pistol back looked unthinkable. But now Innocent, the experienced player here for the Polish side, trying to get them a good start. And the clock immediately takes out m0NESY. It's just Hunter looking for his prey. The old Innocent Paul hiding behind the bench. Left to right, can't find him, now has seen him. Positional advantage behind the bench. A little bit of damage taken, but not significant here for Innocent as he begins to dance around the back of the bench. Hunter can't find a shot. Finally, Innocent will close it, and Anonymo, somehow, they pull off the pistol.
That's a 2-on-5, right?
It was. Absolutely. They were split up. One of the partners won in towards jungle, and it was this kill for Veggie that started it all off.
It's crazy that they get so much room here, right? We're talking about the territory that they've taken in all of this, and then Innocent, what a shot onto m0NESY that one was, and then just dancing around the bench. I thought there's going to be time. It doesn't matter. Alexi B died on towards that B bomb site with the kit, but what a miserable way to kick things off for G2. They had all the advantages in the world, and they just lose out on the fights, and that's where they're meant to be favored in a lot of these scenarios. They're going to force. They're going to get the scout up on m0NESY. Bit of a gap in the smoke. He's been gooshed on down to 19. Needs to try and get on out of dodge. And the Deagle in the hands of Nico to find some traction. Alexi B forward here too. Trying to play on the cusp of the smoke.
Alexi B holds for the bench. Step up from Demo. He's going to jump spot. Confirms his position. I believe you see him now. Certainly will. Demo hops up on the bench. Hunter's in a tough spot here. He has got... Oh! He did have the help of Jax towards the site. Hunter, he might go unchecked here, but he needs to do a lot. He needs to do everything. In fact, 1 denies, 2. But now maybe a chance here for Hunter to pull this round off. He looks up. Oh, towards Palace Hunter with the MP9! This is incredible! Out of nowhere, just an explosion. And Hunter wants to go supernova, but won't be able to find the final. So much damage done, though. That is incredible for Hunter. The fact he nearly wins that round, Chad, it looked unthinkable.
Jeez, we're just at 2-on-5 into almost a 1-on-5 situation in
with
back-to-back rounds to kick this off. He just got 4 kills on the MP9. He could buy an M4. He could buy straight into an M4 here, no dramas whatsoever. Watch this one back. Yeah, 2, okay, it doesn't feel like it's getting out of control. The third comes on through as he just is able to isolate this fight and get away. Huge stuff from Hunter there. What a 1-on-5 that would have been.
Oh, that is just unreasonable that Hunter brings it that close. Quick play here for Anonymo down into middle. This is a good start to the day. Very exciting. We don't need a morning coffee. We get these 2 rounds of Counter-Strike.
Yeah, well, they bought the M4 on Hunter here. The rest of them have just gone for some lighter upgrades. And Nico's dead. Innocent's ripped his head out of the server here, but Hunter a chance again for impact.
Well, he's watching for the star walk-up. Demo removed. Now Hunter will drop back into jungle, and the nade will follow. Innocent takes him out, spams down onto m0NESY, and Alexi B out without a frag. So 1 single kill for G2 with that.
Yeah, I need to go back and check this video just to decide what... so Anonymo had the choice between Dust 2 and Mirage. And as far as scrimmy maps go, these are the 2 best. But I think if you're looking at it from a G2 perspective, you can set your individuals up to be in confident fights here, and they should be better individually across the board here. But as far as the map and the approach goes, and the tricky business, Anonymo have won 6 in a row. And it's not in the same circles. It's smaller fish indeed. But still, it's 6 in a row. It's the first game on land, the first game back for G2 in all that time.
Yeah, you got to beat the opponents that are in front of you, right? They're a team that play in ESEA Advanced. They play in a lot of Tier 2 competitions. They are winning the matches that are put in front of them. So we're really yet to see the extent of how good the Mirage is.
And one of the things here that you have to think about is there have already been quite a few upsets throughout the RMRs. Unexpected results, some underdog teams winning, being able to pull off wins on maps like Dust 2. So, look, you can't put it past Anonymo here. This is where the playing field gets leveled. None of those partner invites coming on out. Everybody has to earn their way. Well, not going to land the run boost there perfectly, but not going to be an issue whatsoever. Demo's going to get him out top mid, and Oscarish is going to make his way down towards connector. Flashed up, Jax is going to assist Nico in that one right there, but he gets immediately traded. So 1 for 1, looking good for Anonymo in the first gun round.
Yeah, they've silenced Nico for the entirety of the game so far in the first few rounds. So 1 pick for Nico, taken out immediately. Now they look back towards B. The bomb shifting its way over here into Alexi B. Alexi B has a good angle to deal with him. m0NESY looking to play for info. It needs to be careful. Oh, yeah, nearly actually hit the shot there in Demo. Missed that, but I'm sure it was incredible. That was a tight angle to fight. Now Alexi B under pressure. His teammates trying to come back in to help him and bolster the defense. And Alexi B goes up. Veggie out of play. m0NESY's holding the wide extension. Alexi B here steps, but they push him on the right side.
Well played to remove Alexi B from position, and Modesty not getting the opportunities to get the kills here.
No kit for this retake right here, so 3-on-3, the HP is low, but a real opportunity now for Anonymo to break the back early here of G2.
Yeah, just a single flash, and it's on the back of Modesty to get through these choke points. They're coming in from the same side.
Oh.
Another shot from Modesty, the wall bang onto Tudson. That's a good start from Modesty into this. But G2, what's the call? When do you go? Finally, the rifles start to filter the way through, but they're letting Modesty lead the charge. This shot on the Innocent, a double. Oh, so clean for Innocent. He is having a fantastic start today. And Anonymo, 4 rounds in a row.
Wow, what a round that was. Massive shooting. That 3-piece was huge, and the retake didn't look possible. You get that Modesty spam kill through the box right there, manufacturing a way back in when there shouldn't have been. And you're right, he's leading first on the retake with the AWP. The rifle's coming in late, the rifle's coming in second, and they get destroyed just as much. Check this one out. Onto Jax right there. Innocent. 8-1, the early start for the Poles is perfect.
Well, they've been warming up this morning. They're looking crisp.
Another one.
Another big pick. It's Modesty out of play this time. We are looking at the weaker guns here for G2. It is still upgraded pistols. Deagles in the hands. But Anonymo should have the advantage with the weapons they brought to the table.
What a start this is. You couldn't
perfect,
ask for a better start. If they convert this round right here, they're going to be 5 to the good. This is the T half of Mirage right now.
I mean, the fact that...
The way that they've won the rounds as well.
That's the thing. The fact that they pull back a 5v2 in the pistol, I think that kind of sets up the statement of how this game should go for the rest of it.
Yeah, it looked like Anonymo were ahead of their utility, right? You reflect on that pistol round. They had that incendiary towards the window room. They had the smoke deep over towards connector. They were just looking for some jungle space. And as soon as Veggie loses his teammates, you're thinking it doesn't account for a lot. And then they pull that one off. It's been a crazy start here. We are at a minute on the clock right now, and the B bomb site is where there's a bit of a stack going on, and that's where Anonymo are starting to gravitate here. Flash forward, Innocent taking a fight. His aim's being crisp. He needs to hit a couple more, and does. Hunted down. Alexi spotted, and there's a shot from Nico.
Deeg. Can often be a real nuisance, but just runs into the open. Innocent happily collects his life. And the play forward into 8 from Oscarish. Will claim the head of Jax. Just Alexi be left in a moment of time before Anonymo head on fire. 5 rounds in a row. The perfect start, absolutely, here for Anonymo. It will be another bye for G2, but if G2 loses this gun round, man, it's starting to get a little worrying.
I'm just having a look here at the teams that Innocent's been in, because he's definitely been
a
around
lot
the
of
block.
teams.
Yeah, and then back, right? Like, we're talking Kingwin, Penta. He was part of Sprout. He was in Tempo Storm, XCOM, Illumina, Mad Lions. Now he's on Anonymo. Like, he has been in a lot of rosters here.
How many of those organizations have been and gone? You know, we just seen Mad Lions leave just yesterday, so yeah, it's crazy. He's been around for a long time.
He was part of the CSGO Lounge organization.
That tells you
that really takes you back, doesn't it? The 2015s, 2016s. But Tudson as well is another name. Like, he's been hanging around for some time. He's half British, half Polish.
Yep. Seen him play in the UK Premierships, and I think he played with Henry G back in the day
he
too.
He did, yeah, in that ROG tournament, right? So that's where he kind of got his first little break.
On a good PC. 5-0 start for Anonymo. And we now look to G2's bye. They have to get off to a round win here. There's no question about it. They dropped this. I'm starting to feel pretty worried for G2. Jack's yet to get a touch of the kills. 0-5 at the moment. 3-2 setup. No mid-control here for G2.
Doing the window smoke the hard way there, isn't he? Well, swish, it's going to land. Might be a bit of a gap there.
Yeah, there's a bit of a gap there on the right side.
So if Nico wants to thrust himself forward, can have a little bit of a look here. But they're still just posturing. 50 seconds left on the clock, starting to regather and retool now. Back over towards A. They're going to relinquish middle. 3 players dipping back through spawn. Tudson leading the charge of that AWP, but the forward man right now is Innocent, and he's just been breaking into these sites time and time again. A good flash for Monacy, and he will be pushed off this line, and it's all onto Jax.
Yeah, Jax playing in front of the smokes.
Maybe no smokes, maybe just contact here.
It's going to be an explosion on towards Monacy. Flash is going over the top. Pop and go. Monacy flashed away. Jax still plays from default, yet to really find him yet, and he swings into the open and goes down without a fight. So not a single kill yet for G2. Monacy needs to pull that back. Absolutely will on the second time of asking. And Monacy now holds her palace extension. Commitment of the bomb forward. Not enough time now. You have to immediately start planting. And look at this. The setup for Hunter to continue the spray hasn't denied the plant. And so that will go down, and now Hunter's in a 1 versus 2. He's over the top of Ticket, looks down into the site, and tries to fight between 2 positions. Hunter taking damage down to 22. I don't know how we got into this position for G2, but Hunter goes down, and 6 rounds secured for Anonymo. I thought when the bomb got loose there, Chad, that was the round done, but Anonymo somehow pull it out.
It was so committed, right? At stairs, fighting jungle. Bomb gets dropped at 10 seconds. Veggie, the bloody superhero, running through that connector smoke, getting the bomb down. It looked like his backside was sticking out there. I don't know if X-Ray kind of fooled us a little bit in that situation. But the AWPer who was trying to bodyguard dies. The spam through the box, it felt like Hunter could see him, but just wasn't able to land those shots. And this is being blanked right now. A clean start from Anonymo. Sure, these rounds have been highly contested, very exciting, but it's 6-0. There's no response. No response whatsoever. Tudson's up to 10 bloody K.
Yeah, and we look at that CT round as well. It was so passive. They were just waiting for Anonymo to come to them.
13 seconds. Smoke lands at 13 seconds.
Yeah, that's wild.
And they're taking that fight. Tudson gets 2. Oh, my Lord.
Easy fights right now as well. You're just getting these separate 1v1s. Jack's not getting a single kill. Obviously, doesn't help matters on the initial hold. But Anonymo, 6 in a row. G2 back to pistols. Dzień dobry, Poland. It's looking pretty good for you guys right now.
This is fantastic. You couldn't have a better start. This is crazy. This is unprecedented scenes. I was talking about upsets. I was trying to give the viewer something to at least be excited about in this game. But realistically, you're not expecting Anonymo to put the paint down like this. Now, this can quickly fall away from the road. A couple of fumbled rounds. G2 get back into it. They post consecutive. They get themselves up to a decent first half score, and then they show their class on the T side. But at the moment, there's no class being shown whatsoever. Jax needs to start finding some traction here, especially if they want to isolate him over towards the A site as the anchor late within these pieces. This time around, it's 3 players stacking out towards A. Mid from Hunter. He's quite aggressive. You can see there on the X-ray up in towards that vent room. And over towards B will just be Alexi B. But taking their time, letting the game come to them are Anonymo. Starting to crawl for this mid control now. And that A rotation has come back. The execute coming through. It is just a bit of a ruse. Well-placed HE here. Ooh, it's a bit deep.
Yeah, it goes behind them. Doesn't do damage. Monacy definitely will do damage, and Hunter is MP9. Well, it's starting to come together now for G2. Nico's Deagle alongside Monacy. And things are looking a little rough for Anonymo for the first time in a while. They commit into the site. Innocent runs down towards CT, but his teammates are now severed off. He's about to be pushed around the backside from Jax as well, who now has an AK in his hands, and he will take the kill from CT side with a distraction set up. So that's the round for G2 that gets them back on the board. This is now the platform to springboard off. You can't drop the ball immediately after this.
Yeah, with that being a lighter purchase, lots of cash to splash here. As the buys go, they even pick up 3 AKs, so plenty of money right now for the G2 buy. Monacy stalling them out towards A, and they could tell it was a fake immediately. As soon as Monacy gets that frag, they're able to glue their sight lines down towards underpass. Nico had all the time in the world to line that one up and knock it down. And a nice shot there from Alexi as well. So this is what G2 needs to get the engine started. Window smoked off.
Innocent plays at the edge of the smoke and the ramp. Might try and play with a fade of that. See if you can catch a gimmicky opening here for Anonymo. That might be the move. And actually, he could get a lot of space here, Chad. No one's spotting for him.
Yeah, he does have a lot of room, but the biggest issue is on his own, right? So how far does he want to push the issue here? It's a big risk from Innocent to keep going like this.
More information being gathered for G2 as they put pressure on Connector and Short. So
he could be behind 2 of them here if he keeps going. Yeah, they're not considering this.
Oh, they're not at all. Oh, wow. Take the short kill. Oh! Nearly gets the lineup of 3, but 2 is absolutely enough to get his team into a good start. Alexi B now moves forward in towards middle to try and help out from short. And just like that, Jax and Alexi B work in tandem to pull the kills back. Monacy up in the window, dropping back further. They know they've got the advantage here, and once again, the pressure on Anonymo.
The issue is the bomb is stuck right now out towards this chair position. If they can get on back, and they will now, can start to regather, but staying stubborn towards mid, assuming G2 are going to respect this number advantage they have, they've actually slinked back in towards the site, so up through the next open avenue of Connector. A is open for business. A glance here from Jackson. Ooh, he catches the spot. Jax on the long-range spam, going to do a lot of damage. Veggie's low and the Deagle's out. He's hunting for this one.
Good discipline from Jackson, peeking into it. Lets Alexi B take the kill instead. Good communication. G2 finally feel like they're warming up into this. They're more stabilized at the moment, but that little opening there for Innocent, that's something they've got to be aware of now.
It was a very heavy CT mid setup, right? You could see they had multiple members over towards shore and connected to clamp down on mid. There was even a one-way smoke dropped in the window, or at least it sounded that way from Monacy to get theirs on the fade, just to get them back that information. But Cash is already strapped. That was 6 consecutive rounds out the gate. Now it's 2 back from G2 and a timeout call from Anonymo. If you're going to win 6 immediate rounds here, you want to grab yourself at least 1 or 2 more within the remainder of this half. You'd hate to go down 9-6. So just want to discuss the finance situation. Multiple members under that 4K mark is only just. It might just be a half buy. They get 2,400 into the next.
Can we just look at Innocent's score, Chad, and talk about that? 15-3. It's what a start against G2. We're just going into the start of the 9th round. He's had 15 kills already. I'm sure he'll feel a little bit frustrated about the fact that he does so much in that previous round and they're still unable to win the round. But G2, it gives him a bit of breathing room. And look at the decision here for Anonymo.
Yeah, it makes sense, right? Next round, 2,400, so they can get the full buy coming on through. But G2 going to get another chance here to convert what should be more of a free round. Honestly, over towards connected with that AWP, and he's just posted up solo mid now. So previously, there was a massive gap found out by Innocent. Now it's just the one man of Modesty to lock this down on his lonesome. First shot found. Handling this, and I think they'll think twice before swinging dry in the future. Maybe a run boost or two, but even still.
Oh, ticket on the jump, spots Innocent out. Oscar is just holding for Hunter to get a bit aggressive through short side, but they're going to get up through the smoke in connector. They could split upon this A site from two sides, and that might apply some pressure on towards the site setup, but there's 3 players here for G2. You see Monis is a little bit worried about the flank around, so they are aware of their holes and weaknesses, and with the short peek not coming in yet, Nico taking the first kill at ramp, the split potential now weakens, and they can focus and transition to every side, and so the connector play did have a bit of potency, but with the ramp going down, it really was weak. Now Tudson left coming back into ramp, Deagle in hand. If he can find something on the way out the door, that would be good, but it looks unlikely, and it's clean for G2. You can see how much money is now building up for G2. They are looking plump with cash.
Yeah, and that's all going to start with that lower buy round that they won, right? It made life a lot easier. They picked up so many AK-47s, and from this point, they're able to keep themselves above water in that department here. But what's the change-up going to be for Anonymo right now? When you consider how they won some of these rounds being close or big impact plays late, it's hard to replicate that type of maneuver. Now, in a best of one, it doesn't really matter, right? We're not looking at long-term patterns, but for the rest of the tournament, you want to see what they can fall back into, what their standard approach towards the map can be. Alexi with some quick hops up and over, calls mid-clear, at least for now, as you can see the util coming in and over and just standing to deliver. Alexi brave on the fight there.
Oh, that nade's going to go in, and thought might get a bit more out of that, but a sprinkle maybe on to Anonymo, but they've got the mid control, and they're going to go for the boost up into the window.
Oops.
Oh, Hunter's nade not landing on the other side of the window. Would have done some damage there as well. Right on top of the heads, perhaps, but I think they're just going to leave that player boosted up on the ledge for the meantime. Resmoke window to buy some seconds and maybe make them think there isn't a player up in window, but elsewhere Jax has pulled the first kill.
Yeah, well, this is Hunter's turn, and I don't think he's ready for this. Veggie, up close and personal, has been able to make it past that sight line already. Hunter's watching into that light, hoping that he catches a glimpse, but Veggie's already passed, and if Hunter peers back, Veggie should have the advantage here.
Hunter might consider it. With that smoke up, there could have been a player that you can see how uncommitted he is to go back in towards window. Has decided now to lean in towards B, but Anonymo want to try and split this A site. They have one player that can cut off rotation, set up in jungle now, with the rest going over towards A side.
Steps being heard here from Jax.
Yeah, now you can see Hunter being drawn back. Oh, Nico taking damage. Here comes the play into Jax's crosshair. The guillotine is rolled out. Jax just gets one, though. Veggie and Tudson pulling a couple of quick kills. Remember, Nico still on default. Not a player that is easy to take out here. With 20 seconds left, Anonymo have to leap to the bomb and then try and deal with Nico, who's still here on the side. He's just peeking out, finally. Will go down, but Hunter has now come over to bolster the defense at the final 10-second mark. They need to plunge for the plant. And Monacy goes, Monacy rather, he goes in for the headshot immediately, picks it up. The plant will come in for Tudson, but now a big clutch needed. And Monacy with a quick relocation back in towards connector, closes out the round.
They were so low, right? That was never going to be their round there. And good play from Monacy to get that one across the line. They're up to 4 once that diffuser's come on through. And now starting to level things out at G2. They're back in this game in a big way. Getting the bomb down, at least a positive here for the Poles. It means that they're going to be able to continue forward with a couple of purchases.
Yeah, Jax starting to get fired up. Slow start to the game, but Jax is now getting involved with some crucial kills.
Yeah, that opener, right? Being able to find opening kills on towards A. If they were just to try and lurk out and pressure him consistently, it might cause some issues. A second timeout called here on the side of things for Anonymo to have a bit of a discussion of how they want to approach this one. We also have the B stream going on at the moment if you want to check out Entropic versus Bad News Eagles. That's over there at PGL_CSGO. Or if you want to search it on YouTube, just search PGL. You can watch it in 4K. They're playing Dust 2, which is a pretty good map for Entropic.
Yeah, good start for them, I'm sure, as well. And it feels like Anonymo's economy, these gun rounds, I've kind of forgotten what they've done. Every gun round seems to end in a couple of seconds. Mid-play into Nico. Starting to get into that rhythm now, Chad, for G2. You know, G2's expectations, obviously we expect them to make it to the Legend stage, but maybe even a team that make it to the final of the Major again.
Yeah, it is going to be interesting to see because I feel that there's been a bit more leveling of the playing field in recent times.
Yep.
FaZe the #1 team in the world right now. Na'Vi, we can obviously see the stresses. Oh, that's a nice shot from Veggie there. Will be traded out from Jax here, who has definitely pulled up his socks in a big way.
Speaking of veggie, did you have your Vegemite breakfast?
I did every day, a bit of Vegemite toast.
What is Vegemite? What does it taste like, Chad?
It's hard to explain the taste. It's just yeast extract, so... Whoa, okay, Modesty having some fun. The knife comes out.
All right. Well, Oscar's gone, shanked up. 7 rounds now for G2 and an auto sniper. I haven't seen this many auto snipers picked up, Chad.
That looked like an accident. He was having a bit of a laugh, and then after he bought it, the hand went to the head right there. So, look, why not? Why
Just
not?
use it.
Yeah, it's not a bad gun by any means here. This is quite funny, isn't it? Look at this, getting spammed all through. Honestly, trying to be cheeky.
That is the most baller thing, though. It gets a knife kill and immediately just buys an auto sniper and throws it on the ground.
Come on,
They
guys.
might, you know. behind the smoke screen at CT. So they'll maintain the advantage here, G2, just about. Monacy's holding it. Palace, the extension around the corner, did come through, but no shot landed for Monacy. So over a minute left, and Anonymo start to make their way forward. Veggie's brought down Nico.
Saw something there.
The feet, yeah, the little feet there are at the bottom of the smoke, and Innocent tracks the stairs, but Hunter, he's the victim of it. LXCB did pick up one, and a quick shot down from Monacy puts it all onto Veggie for the clutch. The big brain of LXCB versus that of Veggie. Veggie puts the bomb down at triple, but LXCB has made a quick relocation back to jungle. Veggie focuses right now towards CT spawn, but will eventually start to consider jungle. He's got himself in a strong spot here to pick up some info through that gap. And we'll spot LXCB and bring him down immediately to 28 HP. Flash goes up for LXCB, trying to cross the stairway. Veggie out of ammo. LXCB trying to gain some ground, trying to get into the close fight, but Veggie works the clutch in his favor, and a round for Anonymo finally puts an end to the streak of G2.
Well played from Veggie there, and a 7th round, right? Yeah, you talk about ending this streak. That's one fantastic little facet of all of this here, but also as far as the half is concerned, Anonymo have done a great job on this T side. Sure, a lot of the efforts have been through clutches and a couple of impact multi-kill moments, but still, the score doesn't lie, and you just saw that B-Stream update as far as the score lies over there for the Entropic versus Bad News Eagles game. 10-5 for Entropic in the first half. We're almost finishing the first half of play here as well.
They play again for Anonymo.
Yeah, why not? If it ain't broke.
Here they come, out the ramp already. Jax throws down a smoke to give himself a little bit more of a corridor and cover to play with. And Nico, a tight angle. Difficult to deal with here for the T side, and Nico gets away with a double. Jax leaps up, finds Tutson in the sight, and down to 2 players almost immediately here for Anonymo. Oh, this one's a shutdown. G2 were ready for the pace that was coming in towards the A side. Oscarish on the Khalil. Whoa, okay. Second kill up towards Ticket. Knows there's a player on the stairway, but he's 2 HP. And Monacy confident swings with the Deagle. Another round picked up for G2 at the way out, but it is important there for Anonymo to get 1 towards the end, Chad. You never want to be in a position where you go 6 rounds up and then don't want any rounds left. You know, it's just impossible to go into that.
Yeah, I think that when you look at it, it's a bit of a moral victory if you weren't to win a single round, right? Because even though you started the game very, very strong and you go into the half getting blanked, you start to feel a bit desperate. The winning ways aren't flowing, but you get that 1 round, it comes through another clutch, you're a little bit more pumped up and you understand it's a best of 1. So taking a look here at the pistol round for G2, where they're going to have to do some hard, gritty work. It was a good performance in the first half from Nico, 15, and Monacy on 15 there. As you mentioned, confident swing on that final one, and Hunter up to 13 kills. So this is the workhorses. This is where you expect the frags to come through from G2. But now as we move on towards their T side, going to be some questions about what type of approach they're going to be looking for here off the back of Alexi's calling. Smoke lined up, ready to deploy this one over towards the connected jungle position.
Just taking their time. Utility comes over the top. G2 about to explode out the ramp. Monacy charges into the site. Ooh, Innocent with a little tap has brought down Monacy and made the bomb go loose inside of the site. Oh, Demo, a lovely clean headshot. Veggie will follow up upon that here for Anonymo, and LXCB and Hunter down into the 2v4. Let's see if they can embody some Anonymo and pull this one back.
This is so hard to break, especially with Tudson and Sandwich now.
Yeah, it's just, look at the setup. They've just covered that bomb entirely. I just don't see how G2 can even get into this at all.
Well, I guess Hunter rerouting and coming back over towards a ramp, it means that they can try and trade off of each other here, but the USPs at this type of a range, this is perfect pickings for them. The only player really disconnected from the pack is Oscarish here, and he's over towards spawn. He'll be able to respond to this immediately.
It's going to take some whiffs from the CTs here. They're going to have to miss a few shots to allow some space and ground here for G2. Hunter did have chances, just couldn't take any life. And likes to be fixated upon Sandwich, just waiting for that, but hasn't come out. Discipline here for Anonymo. They realize this is a round they can't afford to lose. And Anonymo have both pistols here in Mirage.
Do you think the plan was to run the bomb out on its own towards Sandwich? Because I want to say probably not.
I would say no, and that's what happened, Chad.
Yeah, I don't know if the hope was to show the bomb on A, maybe get him to tuck in towards Sandwich because he was almost fixated on that exact idea. That would draw a rotation to allow the extremities of mid and the B apps to activate a little bit more, but either way, it's both pistols going in the favor of Anonymo here, and we are tied up again. Shot it on towards Tudson there.
Yeah, 30 HP already, softened up. G2 definitely have potency in rounds like this. D-goal for Nico. Oh, a chance, but no shot.
Jeez, that just had to land, didn't it? And that was a kill. So much pressure, and Tudson, he's definitely under the pump here. Innocent getting ahead of that smoke. Now we can try and deal with this window position. They are yet to boost. They're actually backpedaling up mid towards Cat here. So Innocent swinging on out is going to get a lot of information. Nico down, smoked off now. But maybe the jig's up. Veggie, they're coming.
Veggie with 1. Continues to spray, has done a lot of damage onto m0NESY. And just enough ammo to get away with a second and pulls out the USP to topple m0NESY. The monolith of m0NESY perhaps as Jax left in a 1v5, minute left, and just a deagle in hand. Anonymo are going to snatch back that lead. It's a great start here for Anonymo. They stayed competitive throughout this one. I think this just shows you the level of CS in Europe, right? We were seeing yesterday. Because we have the partner team kind of meta right now in Counter-Strike, we're used to seeing the top teams play all the time, but you don't realize how good the level is right now in Europe, even with the tier 2 teams, right?
Yeah, we
it's
lost
crazy.
A couple of names, didn't we? OG being one of them,
Mouse.
Fnatic being another, Mouse, yep, EG, right? A couple of big names falling at the wayside here. Won't be in attendance at the major. And look, you can only put it down to, there's obviously some matchups here that went one way or another in terms of how they were paired. And it was a pretty hard run for Vitality, for example. But, I think Jax wants to die here. He's got a bit more pep in his step with his deal in his hand. And he
Finally, there we go.
Very fortunate they'll put the bullet between the eyes. Wants to get that loss bonus coming on through. Tried to bleed down the clock, tried to get himself a kill or two there, but not to be the case. And Anonymo now 9-8 and should be first reaching double digits, right? They should be the first team here to get up to 10 because it has to just be this light investment coming out of G2. Slow starts in both halves.
Yeah, this is not going to be too much resistance here for Anonymo. Double figures absolutely should be happening, but Nico's looking for the initial pick towards ramp. Gonna try and cross and had a chance. Actually landed the shot, but through the stairs, so only does a little bit of damage to Innocent.
m0NESY does have a Zeus, though, so curious to see how he wants to wield this.
Yeah, how do you get into the T-sided Zeus? Let's see if he's got any ideas here. I don't think they're going to be finding too much success, though, as their underpass play is being slowed by a molly. They're being watched from jungle. They're being watched from connector, and now the swing. Innocent goes down to the Glock. An attempted jump shot down, and the nade will find the kill on towards Jax. Veggie now puts himself in a position from ladder room to try and deal with mid. Really, nothing more should happen at all here, but Hunter has got the upgraded weapon. That could do some damage here. We've seen what Hunter can do in positions with just an MP9. What can he do with a rifle? Oh no, his teammate jumps in front of him, but Hunter still gets the pick. And Chad, it's a 2 versus 2.
This is the lowest contributors right now for Anonymo.
They've got to make a big round happen. It's the Hunter-Nico combo. We talk time and time again. We've heard Alexi V mention when these two players are in the clutch, the way they can maneuver their way into round wins is impeccable.
Oh, they're gambling here as well, over towards the B site.
They're giving G2 a lot of chances here, Chad.
Yeah, if they just walk up connector over towards this A site, it is open right now. Scarish can actually rotate back in time if they continue to hold the shift key, but denying the plant, if they plant front side or triple, he's not going to be able to do anything about this. He might just have to let the bomb go down.
One player will be out of commission. And if it's Hunter on the rifle, that puts the pressure on Nico while this bomb is going down to cover it off. Hunter a little peek towards CT, but we'll commit to the plant on that side of triple. Oscars can't do much about this. Now he has to decide, do I wait on my teammate to come back? Information collected here for G2 is the whereabouts of one, and Hunter's moved in towards jungle. Confirmation that they might double up is certainly going through the head of Hunter right now, and Demo has crossed by. Thought Hunter might want to go on the wrap there, but he's just maintaining position and actually can come around connector. It is planted for this con setup. Nico's there alongside of him. Look towards it. No one on the defuse. Little jump information there for Hunter to try and draw the attention away. Shot is done. Damage landed on towards Demo. The kill collected. Now just one. And Hunter closes it out. Oh, that's a nightmare round for Anonymo. But when you let a rifle go into the hands of Hunter, you never know what could happen.
That's insane. That is insane. 2 of these massive rounds for G2 have come on these lower buys. Huge impact right there. And that all started off with Innocent just swinging out wide to take that underpass fight. It didn't feel like it was going to amount to a lot, but then you could see Demo and Ascaris, they don't have big, they've only got 6 kills apiece right now. The lion's share of the work is being done by Veggie and Innocent, and once both of them get taken out, the positioning that Demo and Ascaris both opted to go for there, it didn't give them many options. They knew that they had conceded connector control, they decided to both rotate back and play as a pair, and the problem is the kit was on the player with the M4. So even still, if you wanted the guy on the MP9 to be defusing, you would have had to have dropped the guns across. Just didn't feel like they had their act together. And look, you can't give up these opportunities if you're Anonymo. These are the type you have to be converting. So G2, a massive win for them right there, and a leg up back into this game.
If you want to buy your tickets to the PGL Major in Antwerp, you can do so now with the QR code on screen. Use your phone, tablet, anything to get that done. Anonymo, the secret to winning upset games right now, Chad, throughout this competition, everything that you notice, the pattern, is the fact that any underdog team that wins, it's a team effort. Everybody performs. There's no weak link. If there's only 2 players stepping up today for Anonymo, that's not going to be enough long-term to put away G2.
Yeah, it's probably not going to be enough of an established base here. Now, there's still time for these individuals to whir into action here on the CT side, but that one looked a little bit ugly, didn't it? Now,
oh, well, that's beautiful.
that is very nice of a shot there, and he's even able to get away from the stairs position. If they can scoop on up that AK, which they have, now they can actually play out this number advantage situation. Veggie to be mollied, but I don't know how much pressure he's going to be feeling here.
Oh, well, a lot of pressure. Actually, he won't feel anything. He's now dead. His nerves no longer work, and Alexa B puts net into him very quickly.
But now it's about not giving away another free kill here for Anonymo, right? You still have a 4-on-4. You still have this AK picked up. You kind of want to lull them back towards A. And look where the bomb's down. He's going to get it on the spot here, but needs to keep his head tucked. I don't think Odyssey saw him. He does now. The bullets will confirm that. Scarish taking a fight that doesn't really benefit him and has actually given up his position towards Palace. They can clamp down on this now. This should be handled at this juncture of the game. Innocent low. Scarish noted, right? If he played up here and they came back towards A...
and he just stayed quiet.
Yeah, the thing is, they might have had a good idea that there could have been someone at some point because Nico died up there, right? So they might have still been on high alert regarding that position. Now it's just about saving this AK, I believe.
Not a bad idea. G2 don't want to risk throwing anything else away. So likely will be given the mercy to save the AK. I've never seen this 5-7 skin before. It's a real... brown combo he's going with here. He's got the brown 5-7 and the rusty knife.
He's camouflaged, right? You know, it's hard to see him in the orange maps, yep.
Hunter always has a cool skin combo. I think he's got a new one every event, it feels like. He's got a pretty cool skin combo, Chad. You were noting some of the skin placebos the other day, feeling a bit slower with the paracord.
Yeah, I think like there's certain knives you feel like you move a little bit faster, a bit more slick with. The butterfly
a wonderful thing.
Yeah, isn't it great? It's all in your head, guys.
Yeah, that's just life. Everything's in your head. 10-9. G2, they're getting in the heads of Anonymo, I think, at the moment. And if this gun round goes the way of G2, it will feel like an insurmountable task for the likes of Anonymo to pull this one back. And G2 are getting comfy now. If they win this, it's going to be a difficult battle.
Yeah, both teams have had their opportunities, right? G2 have had a bunch of rounds where they had number advantages. They lost out in clutches. Anonymo losing to 2 light buys. And now we're about to get into the tug of war of the matchup here with the guns out for both sides. Tudson's AWP to meet Monacy's at one point or another. A lot of pressure applied towards Connector early here. And, a double nated towards Windows. See you later.
Yeah, get out of there. Hunter just smashes up Innocent, one of the top performing players for the side of Anonymo right now. This puts more pressure onto Tudson. You've got the biggest weapon in his hands, the most expensive piece of weaponry. He has to make it work. He goes in towards the apartments. Deep angle being taken to try and fight underpass, but Jax is aware of this possibility. You can see taking a deeper angle, holding for aggression, but not opening himself up to potentially going down here. G2 just playing the slow default, maintaining this advantage, and just taking some mid-control. Finally, Tudson will be tested and forced away. G2 maintain 5, and Hunter, he slipped through the smoke at top connector. This could be an element of surprise here for G2.
Hunter's very good at this, but they're actually being called on back, and they knew that the AWP was on B, but they still want to split this position. Tudson is going to be rotating back into a bit more of a passive line, and his biggest issue right now might be the split up short. Veggie having to deal with the window crawl. There's going to be so much pressure applied towards B. 30 seconds left, and the util's starting to ring on out.
Veggie.
Time is going to be a real issue here.
Yep. It is going to be. It's going to be chaotic towards the end of this round, so we need a big step up from Veggie because his teammate Tudson now gone, and Veggie, well, he's been fantastic so far for Anonymo, going tit for tat, toe for toe, and tries to get aggressive to deny, and Nico spotted out just about, bests him in the fight there, Veggie. That's an unfortunate kill to go the way of G2, and it will continue to go in the way of the attacking side. Demo left trying to save, and I don't even know if he's going to be allowed that mercy. Hunter was moving towards him. He's going to hold now from Connector itself. So 11 rounds now for G2.
Cut off at the pass here. So Demo's just going to hope that he can hold on to this. But this is starting to look much better now for G2. Feels like all the issues have been ironed on out. There was a couple of wobbles right there that could have gone against them. But that plant that they went for, not in the default position, right? They've actually taken a wider line as far as that's regarded, is actually going to secure the bomb going down in this situation.
Better gun might have just blown towards Demo here, but not going to go wide. I don't know what weapon that was, but maybe an upgrade. But nonetheless, 11 rounds for G2. And yeah, I did mention at the start of that round, it felt like that was a must-needed one for Anonymo to stay competitive. Now they've gone into a situation where the money's not there. We still haven't seen Tudson deliver impact. We still haven't seen anybody outside of Innocent and Veggie step up. So I think it's starting to run out of the opportunities available here for Anonymo.
Yeah, they just have one saved gun here to operate with. So he's actually dropped his 5-7 that was carried across from the round prior over and over. But, oh dear.
Yeah, not great here.
No, this is the type of game where you can get excited in patches, and we've had a few of these throughout the RMRs, right? Where the underdog team, they're taking it to them, they're winning some clutches, they're winning some pistol rounds, but then this is where just the class of the favorites comes into play. It's hard to unravel them. You don't get many opportunities, and if you do get the opportunities, you have to seize them. It's almost a given in this type of environment.
Oh, well, Oscarish removes Hunter. Good start. Maybe they could do that a few more times. Maybe they can get away with it, but the boost trying to be assembled up short. Soundcue would have been heard by Alexi B, and you can see he's getting ready up the bench. Should be aware of a second due to that sound cue. You can see how aware he is of that, but in the meantime, Oscarish just found another one. Chopping and changing, and Tudson, oh, he's got aggressive into middle. Alexi B caught out, and Howard G2 just down to 2 players against the low buy. This could be the opening back in for Anonymo. Nico now diving out of Palace, starts to get involved in the late round as he moves out with Monacy. 2 deadly weapons still available here for the Samurai. The sharpest katana. Monacy tries to go for the shot, and Nico has to try and fend them off, but he's been pushed from CT in the blind side from Monacy. Oh, nearly down. You never really count him out of those quick positions, but a round for Anonymo picked up on the weaker buy. The pistols, the 1-saved rifle. Anonymo have 10 rounds off the back of it.
They finally get one back, and it's actually impact through the 2 lowest fraggers, or at least they were, right? Oscarish with 2 big deagle kills there. He was only on 6 frags before that round, gets 2 big ones. You catch him back on the replay here. And then Demo doing a good job to mop up the final kills with this silenced M4. This round, it did fall apart at the seams, didn't it? And I was just as I was talking about seizing opportunities, they make one of their own. So still a chance here from Anonymo and Tudson. He doesn't fire, had a chance, is now going to be flash smoked off, and they're coming quick.
Yeah, there's a lot of sting behind, there's a lot of pace behind the mid-take for G2, although Innocent's going to try and play around the smoke at Connector. Doesn't want to go too wide into the fight. Hunter looks up towards short. It will land right on his feet. Follow-up is even deeper. He's down to 28 HP just like that without seeing anybody. It's a frustrating start, I'm sure, for Hunter. We'll now back away into the underpass again, and we now transition our focus to G2's A play. It's getting set up here. Tudson again. Let's see some impact out of this AWP. We have to now. Flash goes up. Tudson plays towards CT. He's behind the ticket box. Not really a position you feel too comfortable about re-peeking into in case Monacy's holding for you on the other side. So you move up. G2 getting a lot of ground here. And they're going to start getting dinked up. The fights happen. No smokes up. So it's all dry fights. And Alexi B, he's found a double kill. Oscarish and the AWP of Tudson out with a single pick for the big green. This gives a chance here to G2 as they now get aggressive with a flash to set up Alexi B. Alexi B having a round. And Monacy helping him out. Demo now alone, and there's no competition on that hold. G2 just scrim them away, and Alexi B is the player with the kills.
And Hunter's gone around the world. I was just watching him on the radar the entire time. He takes that nade damage. He's going to jump on down, give his life up. But Hunter there, after all that nade damage, went around over towards B. So even if this one started to get a little bit more out of control, he was going to be there on the flank. But fortunately, Alexi B has a big round. That is some massive impact from him and all of that. And after they do take that flak damage mid, there's no contact. And as you mentioned, no smokes. It felt like that could have gone really wrong in a lot of different patches there. So hitting some integral headshots to make this one a possibility. Oxygen now being sucked out of the room for Anonymo. You know, they win the lighter buy and then the guns come out. They have opportunities again and it does slip through the fingers. 12 to 10 now. 4 more rounds required and easy as you like. It's not a big celebration over there as I think they know that there's still a lot of work to do. A timeout has been called. This one is going to be coming out from Anonymo as well. So they've used all 4 timeouts, Anonymo. This might be one of their final looking buy rounds here unless they're able to profit something. Demo can drop. I think the conversation will be, do they want to give the AWP to Tudson or do they want to go for a rifle instead? Because he hasn't been having the most of impact here. He only has 8 kills to his name. Veggie and Innocent are now being stalled out as well, just at that 21 and 22 mark. Suddenly become a bit more of a team effort over there for G2 as well. So 3 workhorses of Monacy, Nico, and Hunter, all within a couple of frags with each other, but it's Alexi B's impact in that previous that helps them get 12.
Look at that comeback from the Bad News Eagles, 14-11 right now. Ooh, that is that's looking rough over there from Entropic.
Yeah, CT side shutout. They've only given up 1 round on this T side so far from Entropic. So great stuff coming in from the Bad News Eagles. And a lot of people have been talking about them as one of the names to upset, maybe snatch one of these 8 positions. They're not coming into the event as a favorite by any means, but we know that they have that potential.
Well, Jax is going to deal with the aggressive play, at least spots it out. Innocent's not stopping. He's still going forward, and his leg spotted. So many G2 players here, and the aggressive maneuver just walks into the stack of players, and G2 collect all of the kills. So that puts them into a 2-man advantage straight away.
Might even have to just be the save call. You can see them already tucking tower towards B, but Hunter up in towards the B apartments again. It was the late lurk last time round. He could be the linchpin to hunt down these rifles here, because as they walk on in, they have no bullets coming through smoke, no utility being dropped, no resistance being found whatsoever. G2 can start piecing together that this is already a save call. Hunter's basically condemned them towards the B bomb site with his positioning here. We're a little bit worried about a flank. Maybe there is a mid option available. Just going to peer towards the backlines will be Monacy, but Bomb now has been down for a significant period of time. They should be able to start understanding what is on the other side here, G2.
And it's a rough maneuver to not... In that round specifically, like, that could work if it was a slightly different call from G2, right? If they don't have everybody stacked up, maybe you can trade it out, get the ramp control, but the fact that G2 were set up to deal with it, oh, that's got to hurt. 13 rounds for G2. And this is a story, I don't think as clear-cut. If you remember back to the start of Group A, we have Na'Vi versus Quasar, and we said Na'Vi can't win in this situation. If they win, it's expected. If they shut them out, it's expected. And if it's a close game, it's disappointing. And I think that's a similar story here for G2. But I would say that Anonymo, I think people will give them a bit more leeway, right? There's a team that has some skill.
Some more household names on this team, right? For Quasar, I don't think anybody knew too many of the individuals other than Lazeka, right? He was the only one that had any real history about him.
But still, we expect G2 to pick this one up and not really have too many problems. For the most part, I think the scoreline is a little bit overinflated by the initial start to the game, but we'll see if G2 can close this one out. It is Monacy to open up on Innocent. Big kill here for G2. Not really had too many problems in the early rounds, Chad.
No, so it's that 6-0 streak, right, to start things off, and both pistols. But Demo's got a chance here onto Jax, who is ready.
Yeah.
Headshot comes on through, body hits the deck, and now another number fills the feed in G2's favor. 5-3. Tudson's AWP, it'd be about time for him to have an impact round on this AWP. He's been kept extremely quiet here. CT side AWPing on Mirage. Needs to be a component of success. He's going to be cottoned off by the smoke and the molly. And up cat they go into a B split. So just unable to find themselves in the right places are Anonymo, and it looks to be a save again, but you can only save for so long. It's probably the last time they get to get away with a maneuver like this, and that's if they get to get away with it. The push from Hunter, close again, always stiffing him out, Hunter on these lurks. And
Tudson
denies, yeah, but what does it mean? The bomb's down. The round already feels done.
Yeah, it's just saving the weapons, I guess. That gives you a better chance of doing so, and feels like G2 are just moments away from taking this one with how good the success has been in the early fights. You've got to see some little change up for Anonymo here, and if you take away those 6 rounds you won in a row, you know, you give the pistol to G2 or whatever, it could be a very one-sided score. I mean, they won 4 rounds since their 6-round streak here in Anonymo, and one of them was on pistols, and then they didn't follow up with a gun round win. So G2 have definitely looked far more convincing. I think it took a while to warm up into it. It overinflates the scoreline a little bit. But G2, this is 2 rounds in a row now where they found the 2 openings and the round's done immediately.
Yeah, look, it has been simmering into the halves, right? And also facilitated by lighter buy wins of their own. We can't forget that round where they wide swing from Innocent towards the underpass. We can't forget the round of the first half where they're on a lighter buy in round number 7 and they had some aggressive pistols, and that's where they picked it up and started to run with it, because it hasn't been easy for G2. I don't think they would come and say this has been an easy game at all. Yeah. I think to sit, especially on a map like Mirage, and it was going to be between Mirage and Dust too, like there's obviously levels to this. There's obviously a big difference in the org that these two teams are representing and the level of experience, the firepower of the individuals, but you can show here through a couple of good rounds, a couple of good performances through Veggie and Innocent, who have been very quiet. Veggie goes down again. Nico's going to pick that one up.
It's a close shot there from Monacy as well.
to spot the crossover. Dudson, more advanced position. Oscars gets aggressive in towards Palace, and a bit more life about Anonymo here.
Rotating all the way back here through T-Spawn with that bomb. This forward position right now of Nico is going to be found on the fade of the smoke. Demo, he's heard something. He's talking a lot there. Understands that there is an option right now for this vent room to be taken. Smoke has faded. A heads-up fight on the other side, and they're clamping down for a bit of a B-split here. Innocent's going to make his way on towards the site now. As mentioned, he does have a good scoreline, but he's been quiet in the last few. A kill from Innocent right now could mean the world, and look at all this information that Skarish has. He's going to call out it's not going to be the A play. Nico breaking the window is a problem, has to be responded to, and that's going to leave B apartments quite open and susceptible now as Innocent has to turn his attention between two choke points. He's fading out A here, Nico, so information's going both ways as part of this.
Nico slips his way through the murder hole, but Innocent's come back to check, and Nico murdered on the spot. Alexibi and Modesty now have one prong to the approach, and it's coming out of the apartments. They're spotted, they're getting tied up, and now Modesty alone in the 1v4 clutch. Drops on down into his death. Innocent collects him. 11 rounds now collected for Anonymo.
Yeah, we're talking about needing to find some impact there. They do get away with it, but it's the info wars, right? It's the info wars right there. That's not the Alex Jones special we're talking about here, but it is definitely the info wars because Askarish knows that T-Spawn's clear. They know that there's nothing coming over towards A. So even though Nico's throwing utility there, it doesn't seem like it's too threatening. Then he actually clears out top mid from behind, and they can completely understand that Nico's slipped the net, and the rest of the hit has to be through B. So great stuff there from Anonymo to keep themselves alive in this. And this is going to be a timeout taken. Only the second of G2. You can see Xtaz, the coach, they're starting to chip on in, give them the advice needed to close this one out. They still got cash to invest into a round like this, so not going to be too hard-pressed in the finance department. But what's going to be the knockout blow here for round number 15? Little B-stream update again for everybody. Yeah, very close game.
That's looking very exciting. Entropic making a last plunge to try and close it out versus the Bad News Eagles. If you want to follow that action, it's over on PGL_CSGO. But continue watching this one for G2's opener. 14-11, 2 rounds away from closing, but Anonymo with a bit of life in them from the previous round. We'll see if that continues. They set up Jax here for the quick mid-play with Flash as he will charge his way down. And look at the double prong to the approach up from Palace. Hunter decapitated first, and Oscar is very lucky to get away and escape the jaws of Nico. Veggie taking out Jax. This is not good for G2. They are softened up so quickly into the round.
Yeah, and this was meant to be more of a direct approach, right? They were hoping to get over the fast A split, losing 2 opening kills. While we were talking about the opening kills that Anonymo were losing before, now the shoes on the other foot here, and G2 under a lot of pressure. Yeah. They were able to get space in the previous, but the space didn't account for anything. They at least have a heavy lean over towards A, so if they can manipulate these rotations, if Modesty can find a quick flick on this AWP to try and draw at least one back, might be a way back in here for G2. Spotted, flicked, not going to land the shot. Molotov through and jumping up to... Oh, I thought jumping up towards window was on the docket here, but that smoke will hold him at bay for now, knowing that other players lie up and towards the window. He's still going up.
Oh, he goes with a flat. It's only Modesty that could play like a rifler and try and hop through the window there with a flash, but couldn't come away with a pick.
I don't know how the timing worked on that flash either. Saw Veggie in the kill feed was blinded up, and the bomb will be dropped now. And oh, it's going to be a 1-on-5 situation. And again, Askarish towards T-Spawn. The information gathered. Nico's position soon to be noted as B Halls has actually been pushed as well. So they know where he resides most likely.
Well, Nico gone. Money's still there for G2. It's not in a long-term position right now, but you look at Lexi B in that round, and you see when Hunter dies, when Jax doesn't get up through connector, you just look at his cam. He has a little bit of frustration. You see he's just called it off. The call hasn't worked. And you pointed out the direct call there. Is it hard when you get into those situations? You lose the first 2 players. You're down on 3. You have to just use your individuals, right?
Yeah, especially if you're going to expend a lot of utility early for that mid control, and then you can't even retain that mid control. You don't have that territory to work with. It was just Modesty jumping around. Bit of a jackrabbit there looking for what he can. Now, out he is again with the AWP.
Couple of different looks here for G2. Flashing Hunter into the underpass. Oh, the flashes have been a little wobbly over the last 2 rounds.
Hitting the teammate, not going to pop. Fortunately, won't be punished for that.
Yeah, if the player was in underpass, Hunter probably dies that.
I swear before in the last round as well, when Askarish got the opening kill on the balcony, he was adjusting his glasses just as they swung around the corner, right? Like, look, it was probably keyboard hand off the mouse there.
Anime mode
yeah,
on
like
the glasses.
it was very close to him getting caught out of position. So just going to take the pace out of this one, G2. And again, this information play. In terms of frags, he's become more of an issue here on this CT side, but it's the information for Ascaris that I think is the key. Definitely the key.
Innocent goes for a little bit of a peek into mid. Hasn't seen anything, but there are 3 players positioned around the area. 1 in underpass, 3 towards top mid. 45 seconds left. G2 smoke towards window. Big gap on that right side. Massive gap, in fact, and no look towards connector. No consideration for Innocent, and m0NESY just walks into the open, and the kill comes in the favor of Anonymo. 30 seconds left as they try and play in towards the A site. 1 from ramp, 3 from connector, and Tudson's holding with the AWP. If he comes away with 1 here, it's a big player out of contention. Oh, Tudson's gone aggressive. Oh, he's in a tough spot now, but gets the AWP out in time. Removes the LexiB, but Nico brings him down. Veggie's turn, and again, Oscarish up towards Pal. As you can
10
see,
seconds.
G2 are considering it, but they haven't been able to force him out of the spot. And 10 seconds left. The swing out from Innocent, and the bomb will go down, but the round is won. Anonymo claim it. It is now 14-13 as the Polish side are finding their way back in and fighting G2 in the opener of the RMR.
Yeah, this T side is looking a bit flat now, isn't it? Unable to get away with any space. And then the util that we've pointed out in multiple rounds has been a bit of an issue. A window smoke missing, a flash towards the underpass, banking off your teammate. The frustration definitely starting to mount over there. That plant was good to at least give G2 a half buy, but as far as a full purchase goes, there's no cash. And it doesn't look like the mood's fantastic over there. We haven't seen G2 celebrating a lot of this.
I think they just want to get this game out of the way.
Yeah, it does feel that way.
Just get it done. They call a couple of direct maneuvers now as well, a couple of quicker rounds, and it's frustrating, but they're down to a buy where they just have upgraded pistols again. It's an A execute, everybody over here.
Yeah, you can't be losing a game like this when you're such a heavy favorite.
Here they
Smokes
come.
are out.
Yeah, swinging in towards Oscarish from the back of triple, peeks out for the life of 1, and now, well, he wants more than that. He's under pressure. The Julie's trying to rattle away at range, but will be a LexiB that finishes off with the Tech 9. And, ooh, maybe another one here for LexiB. Runs out of ammo. Veggie, through the smoke, plunges out and collects m0NESY. Just Nico left.
Veggie and Innocent are both staring down the barrel of 30 frags.
That's
apiece.
mental, isn't
It is a
it?
huge performance out of the 2 of them here. A massive performance. This is wild scenes. Didn't think this would be the scoreline when we got into today's matchup. Nico shot just to the edge, and Innocent does eventually go down. So an opportunity for Nico now. We'll be able to pick up this AK-47. Has 3 more players to find. Veggie's low on HP. There's a minute left on the clock. The bomb marooned very deep on the site. You can see it on the radar. They're flashing over toward the stairs position. And Demo trying to be a bit tricky with it here. You can see him just on the jiggle. He can actually spot out top mid as well as the B bomb site traverse. If Nico was to go up and over through the apartment, should catch it on the jiggle. Nico would have to hit an absolute blinder of a shot to take this one down. And, well, actually a timer on this. He's actually going to pivot back and going to take the fight from a more passive angle. So 35 seconds now. Nico will need to get a move on.
Yeah, this starts to look relatively impossible now with the time. You have to go through all these choke points. You have a body blockade covering off the bomb, and they're aware of your position now with the steps being made. So Tudson holds down, closes it out. 14-14. That was a bit of an upgraded pistol round for G2, but we're at a point now. This is the swing. This is to take it, really, at this point.
I feel like the Counter-Strike world might have a meltdown if G2 lose this one. Like, tied up over there on the B stream. So both games kicking off the RMRs for Group B being exceptionally close.
I think we're all having a meltdown now, Chad. Well, this is a weird start to the day.
Bad News Eagles versus Entropic, I think, is closer than what a lot of people would give it respect for. But this one here shouldn't be. And fantastic stuff. You can only sing the praises of Anonymo pushing G2 right here all the way. Orp of Tudson now posted up towards that vent position. He's going to have Veggie alongside. Over towards A, it's going to be a retake set up. Ascaris not playing for information this time round. And G2 feel that they just need to go for a slow default. But this is going to allow this AWP of Tudson maybe to come into play. m0NESY doesn't have the big green on the other side to fight fire with fire. He actually has the advantage holding this angle. Veggie up on the brick box in towards window. Set up as time is just trickling on by. G2, they're not forcing utility out. They're not making the CTs expend anything. Have to make sure they hit this utility picture perfect this time round. Window smoke will drop. Tudson now up to the plate. Has a chance here to hit a shot with the AWP. Alexi's coming his way.
Tudson Want to land this one? He absolutely will. Goes back out for a second time of asking and realizes with the warning shots coming his way, better to try and get away, but he gets aggressive and Monacy hits the headshot. But through the smoke, Innocent replies. Hunter right back through the smoke himself. Oh, Hunter, that's the round you love to see. And now G2 splitting through the apartments. Demo's going to be under so much pressure from the back of the site. Has taken out Jax. Oh, the headshot again as he swings on out. Demo, it's demolition over G2, and it's map point for Anonymo in their opener.
Oh my god, a couple of absolute bangers hit there. Tudson, you think he's a madman just thrusting himself forward like that in towards the fight towards mid. He gets taken down. Hunter finds the second, the back and forth through the smoke, but it's Demo. It's Demo stepping up in a huge way here, locking down B. They want him to come, and they do. They absolutely destroy them, jumping on out. Jax, flashbang dance, thanks to Nico. This second one here over towards Cat, a huge shot onto Hunter. And just knows exactly where Nico is. They've set themselves up to win this here, the Polish side. Anonymo, they're doing the unthinkable right now to G2, 15-14, just one more, and what are G2 meant to do?
They're coming into this one with 3 Galeals, G2. 3 Galeals, 2 8Ks, no AWP for Monacy. Nico doesn't have utility. This is not a perfect picture for G2, and there is no signs of finding the answers. There is no signs of a moment that might close this. Anonymo, they're in pole position to end this one.
6 rounds to start the game on the trot, and now potentially 6 rounds to close here. The CT side of Anonymo to get this one done. Innocent taking a risk, taking a look. Aggressive out connector, nades on deep, going to do a chunk of damage down to Alexi. Gap in the smoke here to work with for time, but if it's the slow default again for G2, it didn't work for them in the last. Is it going to work for him this time round? You didn't really believe it was going to happen until we found ourselves at 15-14 in favor of Anonymo here. Yeah. It just felt like this is for G2 to get across the line. Some aggressive flashes over mid. They want to go for the B split again.
Here they come to Veggie. Nico has cleared him out. It's looking good here for G2. Nico and Monacy with the first 2 kills. Demo needs another big round. He's under a lot of pressure. Hunter's cut off the rotation, and of course, it's overtime. G2 will not go down in their opener just yet. They will have to fight the hard way now in Anonymo to try and take out G2. The playing field once again evened out as G2 survived the scare.
I think that's exactly what they were looking for in the previous round, wasn't it, G2? But this time they pull it off almost flawlessly. And that opportunity, we see what happens for these underdog teams once they get into the overtime against the favorites. The favorites take over.
Oh, don't remind me of that game yesterday. Poor Saw.
That heartbreak, I think a lot of people are still recovering from that, especially the Portuguese fans. But this is well fought for from Anonymo. They're testing G2 early. They're letting them know that this RMR is not going to be a walk in the park. You come here, you think you're just going to take one of these spots. You have to fight tooth and nail. Well, now, Monacy can get back out his AWP. The full buys are in, but remember, it's 10K. So cash can actually be siphoned through quite quickly. You need to be a little bit more apprehensive with certain purchases on the CT side. You don't need defuse kits for everybody. Out mid they go. It looks like I missed window smoke here. It has just dribbled out. Give something for Innocent to work with if he wants to flash and go for a fight. Monacy creeping up Cat. He's got Alexi with him. Nico's joined the bunch as well. Hunter and Jax over towards the B apartment. So this is looking a bit more direct at the moment over towards mid as far as that's concerned. Now the mind games come into it. Do they go for another B split? Do they tempt fate again?
Didn't really look like G2 had a whole lot going on their T side really there, so we'll see what they can come up with. The first round of overtime, it is Innocent taking out Hunter, although extends into Nico and now Veggie. Oh, this position, this could be spicy. Oh, had a chance there to take down Monacy. Damage done, but not the kill. And now Tudson into the apartments. Jax out of it.
This is
G2 have got one into window, but Veggie, he's not really able to contest for the kill because the smoke was up. So even though information might be passed on to the whereabouts of Nico, Veggie is still trying to fight for mid. Goes back up into the ladder.
Caught him.
Oscar has caught Nico on the backside in play. Now Veggie can focus on connectors.
Saw the leg.
Spot the leg. Got the kill now. Monacy down. And Alexi B left. The 1 versus 4 as he comes back from window. Oh no, Alexi B. Oh, we've all been there, but that's a rough one.
Yeah, it was a very unwinnable round even with that kill coming on through. But that doesn't really fill you with too much confidence, does it? 16-15. Anonymo bounced back in OT. Bet they were wanting that round a whole round earlier here. That big red button that gets hit for G2 every now and again has been hit one more time. Nico's actually opted into an AWP here on the T side.
That's a sign, isn't it? That's a sign.
Yeah,
That's the little tell.
It never fills you with too much confidence, and especially in OT where we mentioned cash was 10K. So
Double up T side.
yeah, very curious scenes here. Tudson, well, his AWP's the one to find first blood in a round like this.
Tudson's starting to warm up into this. You can see much more confident, taking some assertive peeks, getting involved over recent rounds. And Nico's AWP needs to deliver, and it has missed the shot. Nico is now down, chased after. Anonymo posting 17 rounds if they can close versus the 3 remaining.
Look at this, aggressive mid still here. Well, they've just dropped on back now, probably making the right call with this huge number advantage. But this is the thing, when you invest in double AWPs on the T side, first of all, it's off meta. Second of all, it costs so much, and when it's only 10K, you can see Nico only has $550 to his name. Modesty only has 250. So in the next round, they're going to be broke unless they can pull this off. And Hudson again just finds an angle, finds a shot. Modesty in the grave. 2 survive right now for G2, but what are they meant to do?
They're just getting picked apart. Fish in a barrel in middle. They get peeked upon. A flawless round in overtime for the side of Anonymo. And I said just moments ago, the fact that, okay, we've got 2 players standing up and showing up right now for Anonymo. We've got Innocent, we have got Veggie, but now Tudson gets involved too.
Look at the cash situation. Nico's 2.9.
It's ridiculous.
Honestly,
isn't it?
has hardly anything. He's bought into a Deagle. They're going to play the last round of OT here in the first half with 2 Deagles, a Tech 9, 2 AKs. At least they've got util, but they need a round here. They need a round.
And it is worth mentioning, the Valve rule set for overtime is slightly different, so you do run out of money when you go into the double op, so there is a risk behind it.
Yeah, economy's still a factor here for sure. Deep nade, Innocent has had a game. 33 kills for him, 29 for Veggie as they just continue to do some pain downrange. Jax kept on notice, 40 HP remaining after all of that. And they're gearing up for B. This T side, it hasn't had any depth to it whatsoever from G2. It's just been default crawls, and if they haven't been able to get away with that, it's a player stepping up with a multi-kill. Remember that Alexi B round when they walked into A and he gets 3 big kills? How are you going to replicate that? Yeah, it's been an individual stepping on up. And the looks on the faces, a lot of the G2 players looking less than impressed.
Yeah, you're going to be in your head a little bit here. Just think of the pressure, the expectations on the shoulders now as well, and to lose your opening best of 1 versus Anonymo doesn't put you in a comfortable position. We have seen some teams have to battle, especially from our first week of European RMR. We've seen some real scary situations. Innocent out towards the window, jumps down and sees some presence in towards the underpass. 40 seconds left. Smoke is in towards Connector. That prevents Tudson from taking the first kill of play, but Innocent, smoke faded at window, able to catch Jax and sees the information that they're pushing in towards the B site, but it's getting shut down. It's just Monacy and Hunter left, and G2 not competing in these rounds. They haven't got a kill in 2 rounds, and that will continue. 18-15, map point yet again for Anonymo.
That is absolutely mental scenes. How have they been able to almost blank them? There was, what, 1 kill in 3 overtime rounds there? And their only kill was Nico. Go on to Innocent. Innocent has been fantastic. He has been absolutely phenomenal. He's been involved in so many opening duels, so many opening fights. He has been involved in 14 opening fights, and he's converted 9 of them. What a performance from Innocent. Innocent and Veggie just showing up in buckets and spades right now, and they just need 1 round. 1 little gimmick, 1 little pocket trap. Something that you've been saving for exactly this.
Well, reading through the book now, chat, so maybe there's something in there. Everyone trying to get on the same page as they want to close this one out. 18-15, a single round needed for Anonymo. They have plenty of chances to close this one versus G2. All picked up from Monacy. It is the single op setup here for the CT side, and Monacy going straight into the underpass.
He's going to call this clear, but he's out of position to defend against A. If Anonymo's set up for an A execute quite early here, they have 4 players over there. Veggie's on the lurk. They're just going to creep up. They're just going to contact up in towards A right now. Monacy's AWP's not here.
This could be absolutely perfect. Jump spot from Jax. Sees the info. Missed shot from Monacy. That could be a massive problem for the rest of this round. Jax is taking damage. Nico playing over towards jungle. Has got Hunter now over to play from Connector and spot towards Palace, but they need to converge in the site. Oh, Alexi B goes for the aggressive maneuver to cut off Veggie. And Anonymo haven't gained too much ground yet. They haven't been able to put the bomb down. They haven't been able to get deep in the site. And they haven't got the kill back yet. They need to get on the site soon. And the flash into Jax, they need the kill here. They absolutely need to find Jax, but Jax somehow, standing strong, gets the double. And this is looking better for G2. Bomb finally goes down for Anonymo. Kills coming in.
And now just Oscarish alone. It looks to be a flawless round for G2. Bomb is ticking, but Oscarish in a position where it's impossible to win this. So when he turns back to the headshot on Alexi B, now they just know where he is. And so they should be able to converge and put all the pressure on him. Buying time, Jax with the headshot. And G2 will take the round, but there's still plenty of opportunities here for Anonymo, so it has to be more of that from G2.
Yeah, and that could have still gone wrong because Jax should have died at ticket there.
He should have.
He should have gone down, definitely so. It's wobbly at the best for G2 to get across here, and it almost felt like they were allowing Jax to run forward. They knew exactly where the final player was, and Jax was the only one trying to close down space and all this. This double kill from Jax here, I don't know how he gets away with the first. The second, understandable, against the AWP. And here on 16 HP, Jax is going to do it all. He's the A defender. It's probably some of the most impact we've seen him have so far within this game, and they're going to need to do that 2 more times if they want to take this to double OT.
Same scoreline for both streams right now. m0NESY looking into Palace. Oh, missed shot again on the aggressive maneuver. He has to drop back.
2 rounds, he's had 2 opportunities here, m0NESY, and he just hasn't been able to connect the dots on this. Didn't come back to bite them in the previous, but this time round could be a different scenario here. All 5 staying alive. Demo walking in towards B right now. Has the smoke to work behind at least. Steps being heard towards Palace. Jax not mollied out of position just yet, but there's still a chance for a second wave to come on through and flush him out.
Well, they lead off the balcony down in towards Jax. Veggie turns Jax into a vegetable. And now with 1 minute and 4 seconds left, Demo's on the other side of the map. G2 having to play back over towards A, but the bomb is yet to
Hunter
move
didn't
out.
hear him.
No, no way. Demo just drops out. Hunter didn't even look. This is starting to become a nightmare for G2. They've got to retake. They're 2 players down, make it 3. This is happening. Anonymo, as long as they can hold on for just a few more moments, they have taken the first win of the RMR over G2. Nico looks up to short, gets into the window. Alexi B pulling one back, but is now taking flak damage from all sides. Nico coming back through jungle. Alexi B desperately trying to get the wallbang to land, but every second that ticks on is a second that makes this round more difficult for G2. Nico comes up the stairway. Alexi B desperately trying to find Oscarish, but they cannot take them down. Anonymo open things up with an upset victory.